Hi there, welcome to Crochet Critters. Today we are going to be making this super adorable little Oddish. Well, not super little actually. So here he is. And I have made him with black eyes, not the classic red eyes, purely because I don't have red safety eyes, and you could sew them, or you could find some red safety eyes if you wanted, but I was quite happy with him with little black eyes anyway. He's my take on the Pokémon Oddish from the original 150. So to start with, I will ask, as usual, if you like my stuff, please subscribe to support my channel and support me. Don't forget to like this video, leave any comments that you would like. I would love to hear what you think. And if you want to find another way to support me, don't forget I've got other patterns over on my Etsy store as well, so go check that out too. I would really appreciate it. And let's get started. So you will need usual stuff. You need some stuffing, scissors, safety eyes, and I'm using 12mm safety eyes today, stitch marker and needle, and we'll be using a combination of yarns just because I wanted to get these colours. So this is Premier Parfait yarn, and this one is Hobby's Honey Bunny yarn. They work quite well together. They're not exactly like, they're pretty close in texture, thickness and everything, so they work really well together. You can tell it looks good. And I'm using a 5mm crochet hook today with those. Okay, so we are going to start with a foot. So we're going to be making 2 feet. I'll only show you one of them because I pre-made one already, just to make things a bit quicker, because you don't need to watch me make 2. So to start with, we will be doing a slip knot. So just loop around, make a slip knot onto your hook, because we are going to start with a chain instead of our usual magic ring, just for something different. So we are going to chain for 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we will do 2 single crochet back down the chain in the second chain from the hook. So this is your first chain on the hook here, and then this one here, oops, sorry, let me see, is the second. So we'll do on this as the second, and we'll just do 2 stitches. I'm going to put a stitch marker in this first one just because I have a tendency to lose my first stitch, so I'm just going to put that there so I don't lose it. And then do my second stitch, and then we are going to do 3 stitches in one. So we'll just do 3 into this last loop, 1, 2, and then 3 there, and then we'll do another 2 single crochet down the other side, 1, 2, and then we'll do another 3 into that last stitch here. Okay, and so I know where that stitch is now. I won't lose it. I'm going to put this in my last stitch, because that's where I like to sit mine. I always have my stitch marker in the last stitch of the round. If you prefer yours in the first, that is completely fine. So now we'll do another 2 single crochet. So into that first stitch, and then we are going to do 3 increases. So that will go up to, so that's 2 stitches in each stitch for the next 3 single crochets. So 1, 2, and then we will do another 2 single crochet, and then another 3 increases to finish the round. Okay, so that gets you up to 16 stitches all the way around. So now we're just going to do 16 single crochet the whole way around. At this point, I'm just going to check for any sort of holes or gaps in the bottom, because I always seem to get, I don't know if you can see, a little bit of a hole when I do a start with a chain. So what I'm going to do is just grab my needle and use this tail. I probably should have left a slightly longer tail, just to try and close off any of those gaps as best I can. I really should have left a longer tail. It's okay. I will do my best. So just sew up any gaps that you can. Okay, so the next round I'm going to do 2 single crochet, 3 decreases, and then 8 single crochet, and this is going to help create the shape of the foot. So 2 single, and then 3 decreases, and I like to do the invisible decrease. I really hope you can see this. I know it's hard with the dark blue yarn, so I apologize. So with the invisible decrease, we do front loop only with the first stitch, front loop only with the second stitch, take yarn over and pull through both loops, yarn over, pull through again. I'll show you again. Front loop only, yarn over, pull through both loops, yarn over, pull through 2. I have a tutorial for this as well, and I will leave the link for that because I know it's difficult with the darker yarn, so I apologize. And a third one, and then we'll finish the round with just 8 single crochet, and we'll go down to 13 stitches. Okay, so this round we're going to do a single crochet and a decrease 4 times, and then we're going to finish off with 1 single crochet, and that will get us down to 9 stitches. And then finish with 1 single crochet. And it's 9 stitches. So now we're just going to do 3 rows of 9 single crochet the whole way around. So just 3 rows of 9. Okay, and that's done, so I'm just going to finish off with a slip stitch and then cut my yarn, leaving a good sized tail for sewing it onto the body. And that is your foot completed. I'm just going to add a little bit of stuffing to it, not completely, because when you're sewing on you don't want to be pulling stuffing out of it. There's the first little foot, and one I made earlier, so we've got 2 little feet ready to go. And next I will show you how to make the leaves for it, so the leaves for the top of the Oddish. So we'll take our green. Okay, so to start with we will be doing a magic ring, and I have a detailed tutorial of this as well that goes much slower. So this is how I like to do mine though. So we're going to do 6 single crochet into the magic ring. So 1, 2, Okay, so pulling that back loop to tighten, and remembering with plush yarn it grabs and pulls. If you need to make the stitches a little bit looser, that can help with the grabbing and the pulling and the stripping of the plush yarn. So just carefully, there we go. Phew, it worked. Okay, and stitch marker for me in the last stitch, where you want it, where you need it. And then we're going to do for the next round a single crochet and an increase 3 times to go up to 9 stitches. I'm just going to anchor my tail in there too, just keep everything nice and neat inside. Oops, sorry, forgot I was doing. Single crochet and then an increase. Okay, and the next round we're just going to do 9 single crochet all the way around. Okay, the next round we are going to do 2 single crochet and an increase 3 times and go up to 12. So 2 and then an increase 3 times. Okay, now we're going to do 2 rows of just 12 single crochet around. I'll do these off camera and meet you back here. Okay, so you've done 2 rows of 12 single crochet all the way around. I'm going to cut this yarn tail from the magic ring shorter, just because we don't want the leaves to actually look stuffed at all. So I'll just tuck that last bit in there. So the next round is 3 single crochet and an increase 3 times to go to 15. Okay, and the next bit is going to be 3 rows of 15 single crochet all the way around, and again I'll do that off camera and meet you back here. So 3 rows of 15 single crochet the whole way around. Now that we've finished those 3 rows of 15 single crochet, we're going to start decreasing to shape the leaf. So we're going to do 3 single crochet and a decrease 3 times to go down to 12, and now we've got a lighter coloured yarn. You might be able to see the decrease a little bit easier, so I'll show you again. So we'll do front loop only, then the next one front loop only, yarn over, pull through both those front loops, and then yarn over and pull through 2, and that's your decrease. So 3 and a decrease 2 more times. And now we're going to do another 2 rows of 12 single crochet all the way around, and again I will do it off camera so you don't get bored. I'll see you back here in a second. Okay, now we are going to do 2 single and a decrease 3 times to go down to 9 single crochet. So just 2 single and a decrease. So you've just finished your 2 rows of 12. And we're going to finish off with 1 row of just 9 single crochet. So just 1 row of 9 all the way around. And then we're done, so we'll just finish with a slip stitch. Leave a tail for sewing. And pull that through, and that is your leaf. You'll need to make 5 of these for your Oddish. Okie dokie, now it is time to start the body, which is relatively simple because it's just a sphere, but here is how we get started. We will be starting with a magic ring of 6 again. And again, don't forget, I'll put the link to a detailed tutorial of this if you need it. And don't forget your stitch marker. And we're going to start by doing 6 increases all the way around to go up to 12 stitches. And I'm just going to anchor that again. I just like to make sure everything's nice and secure. Okay, and for round 3 we are going to do a single crochet and an increase 6 times to go up to 18 stitches. And the next round is, so I'm just giving it a stretch out, trying to make sure it stays nice and round, not pointy. The next row we're going to do 2 single and an increase 6 times to go up to 24. So 2 single and an increase. Okay, and this round we will be doing 3 single crochet and then an increase 6 times to get up to 30 stitches. Okay, the next round is 4 single crochet and an increase to go up to 36. Now we're going to do 6 rows of 36 single crochet the whole way around, and I will do this off camera and meet you back here. So 6 rows of 36 single crochet. Okie dokie, so we are back after doing those 6 rows of 36, and now I'm going to put my eyes in, and I'm going to put them between rows 9 and 10. And oops, I forgot to count how many what have we got here? 6 stitches apart. See if that looks right. Just going to move it one that way, I think. That looks better. So it's about 6 stitches apart actually. So I miscounted before, so I think that looks good. And we'll pop the backs on. We'll start decreasing, so we'll do 4 single crochet and then a decrease 6 times to go down to 30. Okay, this round we are going to do 3 single crochet and a decrease to go down to 24 stitches. So 3 single and a decrease 6 times to 24 stitches. Okay, so now we'll do 2 single and a decrease 6 times and go down to 18 stitches. At this point I'm actually going to start to add some stuffing in. Another thing I like to do so that I'm not wasting anything is use these scraps of yarn that I cut off from the tails of the leaves earlier and use them as stuffing as well. I don't like to see things wasted, no point throwing them in the bin when they make perfectly good stuffing. So I'm just going to lightly stuff that to begin with. And then we'll keep going. So we'll now do a single crochet and a decrease 6 times and go down to, to 12 stitches. So a single crochet and a decrease 6 times down to 12. Add some more stuffing. Wherever you're comfortable adding stuffing, add it in. I find where I like to is different to what other people like to do. One thing I will say with stuffing a ball like this, push it into the middle and then like swirl your finger around and then sort of feed it outside to try and stop any lumps from forming. So feed it into your middle hole and then swirl around, keep creating like a middle center spot to stuff into rather than stuffing lumps all around the place, and that'll help keep it spherical and not lumpy, I find anyway. That's what works for me. We'll finish off now with 6 decreases all the way around. Just going to take my stitch marker out to finish off that last one. Okay. We'll cut the tails there, so that hole closed. And now this is your last chance to get any more stuffing in. Fill them up as much as you like. I do like to fairly firmly stuff my toys. Some people prefer them a little less stuffed. Again, personal preference. Do whatever feels good for you. I don't like telling people how they should or shouldn't do things exactly. That if I can give you an idea of how I like to do it, and then you can go from there, be creative, do what you want to do. Okay, pretty happy with that. So now I will take my needle and sew my hole closed. So I'm just going to go through the front loop of the last 6 stitches like this. I like to pull tight as I go. Oops. Pull tight as I go. You can wait until the end, but I just find it's easier, particularly with this yarn and how grabby it can be. And then I'm just going to feed that through a few spots on the body to secure it. scissors, cut your tail. And that's the body done. Okay, so first we are going to sew the legs onto the bottom. So I'm making, the bottom, the bit that I just sewed up. So that's my top with my magic ring, and that's my bottom. So what we're going to do is situate the legs just below each eye, like that, fairly close together. So I think that's where I want them, and just up from the middle there, so you can see there's the middle, so it's just sitting at like the halfway point of your ball there. This is the bottom of your leg, and I'm going to turn them sorry, so that they are facing, the little feet are pointing outwards and just under the eye. I hope all of that made some sense. I try to make sense, but I know I don't always, so I apologise. I do my best. So here we're going to be going back, so we've just, so we've done the first stitch onto the body, connecting it exactly where I want it, and that will anchor it there for a second, and then I'm going to go back into the stitch on the body, back up through that, and then, on the foot, and then in through the next stitch on the foot, like that. And just checking your positioning occasionally, or constantly like I do. And then we're going to go into the body through the next stitch, like that. And then again, so we'll go back through the stitch we were just in, and then find the next one. Sorry, there we go, the next one. And then again, stitch on the body, so there, and then up there. And then again, back through that stitch we just came from, and then the next stitch. I think Oddish is a super cute Pokemon, but honestly, I was never into grass Pokemon when I was playing, so I never used him. I always went for the water types, but I still think he's super cute. I'm just continuing, same thing all the way around, making sure it's nice and secure. I'm going to not sew it completely rounded, I'm going to sew it a little bit squished, if you can see that. So that'll be flatter back there. Okay, if you want to, at this point, I'd add a little bit more stuffing if you feel it needs it. If you don't feel it needs it, then don't worry about it. Just adding a bit more. Near the end here, I just like to do a little bit of a test and check that everything's all nicely closed up. I do my last stitch and just add any stitches where you think it's not quite secure, but that feels pretty good to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this tail, I'm just going to put this back here, because I'm actually going to secure the tails together from both legs, because I like to make sure things are not going anywhere. My plushies, you will end up with yarn fluffies everywhere. And the next leg, just make sure you've got it lined up with the other one in the eye. just under the eye. Sorry. Like that. Angle the foot the same. If I slip off camera, it's not because I'm trying to hide anything from you, it's an accident, I promise. Stuffing again. And check for any holes or gaps or anything that need to be filled or secured. And then we're going to feed that back through to where the other tail is. And tie them together. Sew them in. And then just cut whatever's left. Okay, so he's taking shape, and now we just have the leaves to do. Okay, so we're back, and anyone who's a bit observant will notice that I don't have nail polish on now, because we're actually a couple of days later than we were, because I wasn't able to finish everything up in one sitting, but that's all good. That's the fun thing about these projects. You can always just come back to them whenever you've got time. So I am back, ready to finish with no nail polish. That's okay. So we're ready to sew on our 5 leaves. So I'll try and show you on this one how I've laid them out. So I've got one sitting at the front here, and then I've got 2 off to the side, and then these 2 at the back sitting next to each other. And it kind of just, you get all your points sort of laid out like that. So I would recommend starting front and center with this one, and then working on these 2, and then working on your back 2. And that's how I will be doing mine. So we'll start by laying the first one out front and center of the head, and it would be just a bit far forward from your magic ring. So, grab my first one, and so we'll sit it just in front of that magic ring circle there. See? We'll sit it in front of that and make sure we're center of the head, and start sewing it on just like we did our legs. So grab a stitch on the body, pull it through, and then up through the leaf into the next stitch there, and go working our way the whole way round, making sure it's all nice and secure. And just double check you've got it where you want it, and it feels centered between the eyes. So remembering each time, go back into the last stitch you went down into when you go back up, and then down into the next one. There. And as with the legs, I'm just going to double check that I don't have any gaps or anything, and that feels good to me. So I'm going to feed the yarn tail up to the back, and I'll just leave that for now because I'm going to use the yarn tails of some of the other leaves to secure everything properly and make sure everything's nice and tight and not going to go anywhere. Okay, so the next one, just grab two, you can place them like that. So we're just off to the side and leaving a gap in between them, like that. So we'll start over here. Get that. Sorry. I don't normally have to show too much sewing up on camera, so I'm not quite used to angles and everything, so I apologise, because most of my patterns are no sew or very low sew, but unfortunately I couldn't work out how to do a good oddish no sew or low sew. If I come up with one, I will let you know, but I think this is the most effective way to get a good looking oddish. Put in the extra work with the sewing and project comes out nice. Two done. Now for number 3. Make sure everything's lined up how you want it. I feel like it gets easier once you've got that first stitch in, and it's kind of placed where you want, and then it's much easier to work with. Getting that first stitch in the right spot can be tricky sometimes. Another handy tip I will share for anyone that's stuck around to watch me sewing these on, which I'm guessing probably isn't many of you, but I hope you do, is if you're using plush yarn like this, do your sewing up with a plastic needle. And I know you've probably seen me use a metal needle in some of my videos. That's a mistake. Don't do that. It sheds way more with a metal needle than it does with a plastic needle. So definitely use a plastic needle if you've got one. And if you don't and you're using plush yarn a lot, go buy a plastic needle. It will make a world of difference. You'll still shed a lot. It'll still be difficult at times, but a million times easier than if you use a metal needle for sewing. Okay, so I've got 3 tails coming out in the one spot. I'm going to get rid of these before I do my last 2 leaves, just to tidy things up a bit. So everything's knotted together and secured. They're not going anywhere. Okay, now we're up to the last 2 leaves, and these 2 are going to go on the back, and we'll see them poking up through there. That and that. And the last one, I'm gonna go there. And it does get trickier working around the other leaves. So just work however you need to work. Feed that through the back with the other, and we'll secure it. And I'll apologize again for bumping the camera so much. If I ever get monetized on YouTube, which, hey, who knows, stranger things have happened, maybe I will be able to afford some better equipment so that I stop making you guys seasick with my videos. But I hope you continue to watch anyway, even with my poor quality equipment. Pull that through. And I think we are done. There he is. A lot of green fluffies to clean up, but other than that, he looks pretty cute to me, I think. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you make a cute little Oddish too and make yourself or someone in your family very happy with their own little Pokemon. and I do hope I will be able to make up some more Pokemon patterns for you guys sometime, because I adore Pokemon. I love Pokemon. I still play Pokemon because I'm a giant child at heart, and I'm really trying hard to get my kids into Pokemon as well. I hope you enjoyed my video. Please subscribe, and I can't wait to see you guys next time for some more crochet fun. See ya.